Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to our monthly mindfulness series where today we're going to be talking about screenless time. So specifically, we're talking about technology, and even more specifically, we're talking about these lovely things. We're talking about phones, mobile devices. So what I want to do is start with some statistics. So I've got some things written down here on this wonderful scrappy piece of paper. So there's various studies all around the world, and I've sort of congregated some stats that sort of jumped out to me. So this particular study had these statistics. So it mentioned that on average, we look at our phones up to 150 times a day. We check them in the UK roughly every 12 minutes. And the average use of young people, so between aged 18 and 24 years old, a day is 3 hours and 15 minutes just on their phones. 71% of us never turn our phones off, and 78% of us say that we could not live without our phones. And the vast majority of us, so another big percentage, I don't have the exact percentage for this figure, basically always have our phones, if not on our person, then within reaching distance throughout the day. So there's some startling statistics. Are you one of those people who relies on your phone, so it's always in your person? How would you feel if you had some time without your phone? If your phone was taken away from you, or if you broke it, what would that leave you feeling? Just sort of dwell with those emotions and that experience for a moment. Have a think about that what would that reality look like in your day-to-day life. So within this month, our monthly mindfulness series, the idea is we give something to sort of look at for the next month. What I want to do is suggest some screenless time every single day. So this is something I do personally. I really enjoy this. I actually find having technology around me quite a stressful experience. So I sort of found myself subconsciously doing this from the beginning of the year, and now I make sure I drill this time into my day. So basically, to set aside some time, a period of time in the day where you are not looking at a screen. So we're talking specifically about phones, but this could also be, a laptop, this could be, computer, whatever it is, you're not looking at a screen, and you're going to replace that time with something else. So we'll come to what you're going to replace it with in a minute. But if that is a stressful idea, then bear with me. I'm not saying don't have your mobile device on you. I understand that some of us need to be contactable at all times. We have people who are dependent on us. There's all sorts of reasons why we might need a device on us. I'm not saying don't have it on you. I'm just saying to try not to interact with it for a set period of time. Now, if going for half an hour seems intimidating, what about 10 minutes? If 10 minutes is too much, start with 5. If that's too much, what about 2.5? So perhaps turning things on silent, turning some notifications off, or just literally saying, I'm not going to look at this. Maybe give it to your partner or your friend for a short period of time, and to fill that time then with something that is mindful. So you're being very intentional about the time that you're filling with, so that you're sort of developing a greater sense of purpose in that time. I mean, how many of us go through our days almost in autopilot? You're driving somewhere and you're like, how the flip did I get here? Or you're walking down the street because you know it so familiarly. There's all these times where we're just sort of zoned out in our minds. So what we want to do is reconnect. So we're unplugging from our technology to reconnect with ourselves, and ideally with nature or with creativity or with other people, something like that. So filling that time. If you sort of need to think about when would be the best time for you to sort of unplug, to put your phone away, to not look at it, perhaps that could be first thing in the morning. So you wake up in the morning. How many of us reach to our phone? How many people have our phones as our morning alarms? So can you replace your alarm perhaps with an actual old school alarm clock, because then you're not looking at your phone. So the issue with phones, you probably heard the conversation, I'm not going to go too scientific, but essentially the blue light from our technology can affect our melatonin production. Melatonin is, in a short term, our sleep hormone. So there's all sorts of different things we can do to help balance the connection with, or the production of melatonin in our body, like by making sure we're getting natural light first thing in the morning, not looking at our blue light sort of technology stuff kind of before we're going to bed, just to sort of paraphrase some ideas there. But essentially, perhaps first thing in the morning to commit to half an hour. So you wake up at 7 o'clock, I'm not going to look at my phone till 7:30, 8 o'clock. I'm not going to touch it. Don't need to. Kids are in the house. Everybody's fine. If they need to get me, they can get me on the house phone. That sort of thing. So perhaps you could do that. Or perhaps later in the day, the kids have gone to school, or you're at work and you're on lunch break. Okay, I'm not going to look at my phone for the first 15 minutes of my lunch break. I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to talk to people, or I'm just going to get my food and actually stand in the queue and not look at my phone. And if that means I have to have a conversation, I'll have a conversation. So perhaps that will be when works for you. Or perhaps when you get in from work, you know, your day's over, you've had your tea, you're getting ready to go to bed, perhaps half an hour, 90 minutes before going to bed, commit to not looking at your phone. Put it away and be like, that's it, I'm done. That is finished for the day. I'll look at it tomorrow. So just sort of, you know, putting some ideas out there. Have a think about when will work best for you. Every day might be slightly different. For me, as I say, it's my morning walk. I just make sure I'm not looking at my phone. I try to limit the time in the morning. Like, I resist looking at my phone first thing in the morning. I might have a quick browse, to be honest. I'm human just like you are. But if you're finding yourself sort of feeling addicted and struggling with being able to not, having to not look at your phone, then it's probably a good signal that you're doing the right thing by trying not to look at it. But make sure you're bringing other people into this conversation. Don't go this alone if it is difficult for you. Try to, you know, have your friends, your family involved. They can support you in this. But I absolutely guarantee that by stepping back from technology every single day, having that screenless time, that scheduled screenless time, is going to really enhance your quality of life, your sense of purpose, your sense of connection, and hopefully reignite some old passions in there as well. So other things you could sort of fill that time with is basically some you time. So perhaps you like drawing. You know, you could be like, okay, that's it, I'm not going to look at my phone, I'm going to do 15 minutes of drawing, and I'm just going to focus on it, I'm going to get into flow, I'm going to really experience and breathe in that connection with the pen or pencil or with the paintbrush. I'm going to really enjoy and immerse myself in that experience. Maybe it's reading. Reading can be a wonderful way to transport us into other lands, to enhance our knowledge. Perhaps you just want to do 15-20 minutes of reading. You're not going to look at your phone, going to be over there, I'm here, not going to touch that until the alarm goes off, or whatever it is. Maybe it could be cooking. Maybe you like to immerse yourself in the smells, the textures, the flavors of different foods all around the world, the spices, the herbs, the colors. So maybe you might want to, you know, make sure you don't look at your phone whilst you're cooking an evening meal, or your breakfast, or your lunch, or whatever it is. Perhaps it is walking the dog. You're actually, do you know what, I'm out walking the dog, I want to connect with old Bert because we haven't had some good time for a while. I've just always been on my phone doing my emails, answering calls. You know what, I'm going to actually throw him a stick and watch him run and get it and bring it back and see that connection between me and my animal. I don't know who Bert is, but apparently there's a dog called Bert over there. So that sort of thing. I'm just throwing the idea out there to basically present you involving some screenless time in your day. For me, I absolutely love it. I do it as often as I possibly can. I understand that technology is part of our day-to-day life, and I'm absolutely not painting technology as an enemy. Technology is incredible. The way it's enhanced our quality of life, it's enhanced our connections with people all around the world. It's got huge potential to offer us careers and just so many things. I mean, I could make a whole video about the great things about technology, but of course it has the potential to do harm, especially when there's addictive behaviors in there. And even if there's not, stepping back from technology and finding ourselves grounded as real life human beings in a real life world is quite a cool thing. So there we go, monthly mindfulness. How do you get on? Leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you if you're struggling. Let's get this community going. Let's help each other out a little bit. And guys, thank you so much for watching. You know the drill. Enjoy your adventures, enjoy your screenless time, enjoy your reading, your artwork, your instrument playing, whatever it is you're doing, and stay wild. I'll see you in the next video.